Hello and welcome to Hoops Week, the Lone Star Conference 2023-24 season. We're joined here by St. Edward's head coach Andre Cook and junior forward Blake Nielsen. Coach, how are you doing today? Blake, how are you?
Good to see you, Jesse.
Going well. Good to be here.
All right, Coach. Just early impressions of training camp as we head into the first, the big UT game exhibition.
Yes, it's kind of an interesting dynamic of half the team is returners and half the team is new. So it's been trying to strike that right balance of kind of progressing forward fast enough for the returners, but making sure it's the newer guys are getting it. So I think we're starting to get to that balance and implementing our stuff, but and kind of finding out some of our new guys that can help us. But the guys have been working hard, as every team has their little guys dinged up, but that's preseason basketball, and but our guys are getting it, and I'm pumped up, looking forward to get going.
Okay, this time last year, I mean, you had a team full of transfers, and this season you're led by co-captains that are 3-year juniors in the program a long time. What difference does that make?
A ton. I mean, obviously the guy sitting right next to me, Blake's our captain, started last year, played a lot as a freshman. We expect a ton from him. His roommate and co-captain, Gavina Ramos, is the starting point guard last year. Obviously, Sean Elkington is back as the returning freshman of the year, my only freshman of the year and first team All-League. It's great to have him. On the wings, you got Jeff, Gary, Bennett, Moan, and Connor McManus, who redshirted, guys that know what they're doing. And those guys are such good people and veteran guys that they're really bringing along those new guys. So I think probably we're ahead of where we were last year because of these guys, and it's a good spot, and the season jumps on us, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, but it comes earlier with that tip-off tournament in Canada, so there is a quicker progression that we need to get into.
Blake, first year as an upperclassman, stepping into a leadership role. Can you just describe the process of that, and as your journey and taking more responsibilities and taking a larger voice in the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think last year when I got voted captain at the beginning of the year, it kind of told me that I needed to step that up a little bit and take accountability in that leadership area. But I think it's quite easy when I have like a guy like G with me to help me kind of take that leadership responsibility. And also the guys on our team are good guys. They got good personalities and they want to be coached. They want to be led. And so it's not hard to lead those guys. It makes it a lot easier when you all got the same common goal in mind. So yeah.
You've been roommates with Gavino. You guys are co-captains. What's that dynamic like?
Really good. Don't tell him how much I like him, but I do really like G. He's a good person, really cool guy. I enjoy on and off the court, and excited for our last 2 years together. It's been really cool so far, and excited for what's to come.
Okay, Coach mentioned Sean and that dynamic and having a freshman come in, get the start a week or two into the season. What was that like in building the chemistry with him?
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, early on, we didn't know what we were getting with Sean. We didn't know we were getting a first team leading rebounder. He's fantastic. He was great all last year, and not only was he great last year, he developed his shooting in the off season, got better in the areas where there wasn't much weakness in his game, and he developed those areas. So I think for him to have like a first team accolades and freshman of the year, and then to go, I need to work on my game still in the summer. It tells you a lot about Sean. And then my connection with him, I just kind of came naturally on the court. I got along with him really well off the court, and then on the court we found a connection. And I love playing with Sean out there. He's got great hands. I don't know if I'm throwing good passes or he's just catching really bad passes and making me look good. So he's fantastic.
Coach, talk a little bit about the newcomer class, incoming class, what they bring as a group, and then maybe a few individuals.
Yeah, I think we tried to. Our thought in the off season was we need some guys that can defend. We feel like we can score. We feel like we can get up and down the court. Can we bring in a few guys? So that was our thought process in the off season of bringing in some transfers. And we haven't really gone the junior college route a lot, but we did with two guys in Jaden Johnston from California and Jamison Kay from Arizona. Those two guys we expect to come in and be able to play for us right away. They're smart guys. They're picking up the stuff really well. Aleyu is just getting back from us. He's an Austin kid, obviously originally from Sudan, but the last 10 years of his life's been in Austin, and he transferred from UTSA, and getting him cleared and ready to go has been big for us. And for all of our freshmen, it's just trying to find their way so far. There's a lot of stuff thrown at those guys. But Garrett, Zeke, Jao, and Luke are really trying to figure it out. And like Blake said, they're just good kids trying to figure it out. But I think our transfers, Aleyu, Jaden, and Jameson, we're expecting those guys to be clearly in the mix and in the rotation.
Between Aleyu, Connor, Bennett Moan, and just Jaden, you guys have a lot more size on the wings and some shooting on the wings. What does that mean for your basketball team when you have like a point forward as versatile as Blake is?
Well, I mean, let's face it. I mean, Blake is a basketball savant. He is. Obviously has the pedigree in his family with his dad, obviously coaching at the highest levels of basketball and playing at the highest levels. But that Blake just doesn't take that for granted. He works at it too, and he is super smart. He's tremendous to be around, and the guys just feed off of him and his love for the game and his knowledge, and that allows for other guys to kind of just settle in and know that he can play the point forward, and guys can just find their spots, and he's going to find them. He's led us in assists last year, second in rebounding, and third or fourth in scoring. So we depend on Blake a lot and expect a lot from him, and he makes everybody's life, including the head coaches, a little bit easier.
And the entire team seemed to spend put a lot of work in the summer. Jeff Gary comes back with a little more muscle. Sean comes back a little bit leaner. What's that look like in practice and the dividends that's paid off so far?
Well, that's also been a big thing, Jesse, for us is it's hard to win. Getting splits isn't going to get you a championship. I mean, it's not going to get you in the NCAA tournament. And that's what we're trying to get. So winning on Thursday and Saturday is hard to do in every coach will say in any league, but we're talking about the Lone Star Conference. It's really hard. So our guys had to get bigger and stronger, and our strength coach, Brittany DeCruz, is here during the summer. Guys are here working with her, and that was the most important, the beneficial thing that we saw is our guys are bigger, they're stronger, and part of that is because we need to win on not only just Thursdays, but Saturdays if reaching our goals of an NCAA tournament and winning the Lone Star, if we're really wanting to do that.
Like almost immediately after the season ended, you guys had player-led workouts in the gym. You were there working with Sean and working with Ben and everybody. Just talk about the buy-in for that and the mindset, coming into the season with that in mind.
Yeah, no, it was really good. I think it was really important, and it wasn't like I was pushing anyone or coach was pushing anyone. Like guys wanted to get in the gym and work out. And it was pretty much like we had maybe like a week off after kind of that last game against Lubbock, and then guys were immediately back in the gym, and that kind of set the tone that for that last period before we finished school for the summer for everyone, because I know everyone kind of goes their separate ways in the summer. We had some guys in Austin, but that set the tone for the work ethic over the summer, and I think that's why everyone came back in better shape and improved skills, improved areas that they needed to, and I think that kind of set the tone for the summer.
Okay, so your third year going into the Lone Star Conference. Just talk about what you picked up and what you learned about what it takes to compete in this conference.
Yeah, well, as Coach said, those double headers, especially on the road, I think that's where we need to take it to that next level. I know we also weren't good enough in some of those important games last year against the higher seeded teams, and so I think we're really ready to make that jump this year and win some of those games. I think it's no game's easy in the Lone Star, and I think if you're coming into the game kind of thinking like we'll just do our thing tonight, we won't have to give it our all and we'll walk away with a win, then you're kidding yourself, because you're gonna have to bring your all. And I think everyone understands that. We've had many guys that have played in the Lone Star now for a year or two, and then I think our new guys have played at levels that they'll be ready for it as well.
Look for the St. Edwards Hilltoppers to play against University of Texas Longhorns Monday, October 30th. It'll be on the Longhorn Network. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Blake, for your time.
No problem.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.